Lives nimbly stepping over the cracks of the mind. I am the ghost, unrecorded in time, slipping into the void to bypass the bullshit, disappearing into the black night, finding solace in the quiet sight. I am the warrior poet seeking the words to set me free, writing down the esoteric to verify its meaning, yet never ending, never fulfilled, always seeking. I am everything and I am nothing, the yin and the yang, the sinner, the saint, the blaring music in your headphones, and the lonely silence in your bones. There is only one thing I truly am not, and that is a memory, for I will forever be forgotten. Maybe you know my name. It is.
Yes. Remind me, I am actually really sick because I don't know what's going on around here, around the school, but I caught it, so just bear with me. Okay?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have things prepared for tonight. My life's been kind of hectic for the last week and a half, so I haven't had time to really memorize my shit that I was trying to get ready for this. So I'm gonna read off my phone. I really hate doing that shit.
Me too. I saw it too. Don't worry.
Yeah, my bad. The first thing I'm gonna do for you isn't actually written by me. It's actually the first thing that got me into spoken word poetry. It's not even like spoken word poetry. It's actually a song by Kanye West that I saw on a Deaf Poetry Jam thing. He came up and I thought he was actually just gonna spit a song, but he did spoken word, and I was like, that's really cool. And then I continued watching the program, and I was like, yo, I'm real into this. And now I'm here hanging out with L.A. L.A.? On the back, son. I didn't even know it was gonna work. So, the thing I'm getting ready to do is called a song called Bittersweet. Bittersweet. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah. I'm gonna read the words out. Hate my life. Bittersweet. Oh yeah, they're singing in this too. You're gonna be the death of me. I don't want you, but I need you. I hate you and love you at the very same time. See, what I want so much should never hurt this bad. Never did this before, that's what the virgin says. We've been generally warned, that's what the surgeon says. God, talk to me now, this is an emergency. And she claims she only with me for the currency. You cut me deep, bitch, cut me like surgery. And I was too proud to admit that it was hurting me. I never do that to you, at least purposely.
We breaking up again, we making up again, but we don't love no more. I guess we fucking then. Have you ever felt you ever want to kill her and mix them emotions with tequila and mix with a little bad advice on one of them bad nights y'all have a bad fight and you talking about her family, her aunts and shit, and she say, motherfucker, your mama's a bitch, you know, domestic drama and shit, all the attitude. I never hit a girl, but I shake the shit out of you. But I'ma be the bigger man, big pippin' like Jigga Man. Oh, I guess I figure it's bittersweet. You're gonna be the death of me. I don't want you, but I need you. I love you and hate you at the very same time. See, what I want so much should never hurt this bad. Never did this before, that's what the virgin says. We've been generally warned, that's what the surgeon says. God, talk to me now, this is the emergency. And my dudes, I shouldn't let it worry me. I need to focus on the girls we getting currently. But I've been thinking, and it got me back to sinking, and this relationship just got me back to thinking that it got me back to drinking that Hennessy. It's gonna be the death of me. And I always thought you having my child was our destiny. But I can't even vibe with you sexually, cause every time I try, you question me, saying you fucking them girls, disrespecting me. You don't see how your lies is affecting me. You don't see how our life was supposed to be. And I never let a girl get that close to me. And you ain't all that's cracked up supposed to be. And you were supposed to be, you always going where them hoes would be. And that's the first time she ever spilled a soul to me. I fucked up and I know it, G. I guess it's bittersweet poetry. Bittersweet. You're gonna be the death of me. I don't want you, but I need you. I love you and hate you at the very same time. See, what I want so much should never hurt this bad. Never did this before. That's what the virgin says. We've been generally warned. That's what the surgeon says. God, talk to me now. This is an emergency.
Alright, so this is my first Lyrical Alliance.
LA?
Do you mind if I give this a try?
Yeah.
LA!
LA!
What's up?
I know that's right.
That's right, yeah.
Alright, here we go. The shore is so pleasant. I grew up on an island and not some extravagant location where the inhabitants were the lucky few. Where I grew up was far from lucky. I grew up on an island and not some privileged place, but one where you could see your potential drop off at the water's edge. Murky chop washes away residues of your dreams on an island where I grew up. There's something about the water's edge. Its allure is personified by its sheer mass. Its literal mass is 8 pounds for every gallon of water. That pressure on your chest could snuff out any breath of relief. Relief is rarely sought after on an island. See, there aren't too many points above sea level to find your way out, but many low-lying areas where stagnant waters collect. I grew up in isolation, and not from strangers, but from a mindset. I could not swim till I was much older than some others on the island where I grew up. Where I grew up, that might have saved me from jumping in puddles or going out past my waist. The waters weren't clear where we were swimming, and from there where we would go was even more unsure. Lifeguards worked the night shift as grave diggers. Some kids never came up from being dunked. They never grew up on the island that I did.
I don't know what I'm going to do today, so I'm going to give you the option. I'm going to give you 2 titles and you guys pick which one. Either Shadow of the Muse or Eternal Land. Which one do you think y'all
Land. Eternal Land.
That's the one I was hoping. The other one's on my phone. Alright, this is called Shadow of the Muse, and it pretty much tells a story about a man who meets this mystical muse who gives him the opportunity to either be a painter or a writer. And it kind of tells the story of that, so if you can just give me the ears for a second. He walked along the courtyard of his dreams as thoughts fell to the ground, brushing against his feet, dissolving into the rain-soaked earth, never to breathe again. He, in anguish, called upon the muse. "Seek her and she will come," he whispered softly. The cobwebbed images of lost despair sent chills throughout his body, making his mind tremble under the starry night, until the sweet siren of serenading song echoed against the wind, rippling the inviting water which lay silently underneath the bridge. And there she glowed in all her majestic innocence. the muse of creativity. He gazed towards her in a captivating disbelief. Hair, which fell gracefully down her back longer than winter nights. Eyes, which swam inside the moonlight, stabbing his every thought. She stood there in naked silence, enchanting him with every glimmer of her smile. As his eyes peered deeper, he noticed what she held. In her left hand, ink, and in her right hand, paint. She spoke with the faintest sound and said, "Choose one." He reached into her left hand and immersed himself into the depths of her ink and felt the exhilaration of concentrated thought. He spoke not a word as his mind was pierced with eternal light. He could not see anything but the mesmerizing silhouette of his mystical muse. As she finally let go of his hand, she spoke once again and lastly muttered, "Time swallows us all, so listen closely to yours. And when you hear her tapping at your bedroom door, don't whimper, but embrace her every breath, for she comes quick, only to engulf your illusion of life and bring you closer to your home, infinity." As he regained his sight, all that was left was the trailing vision, the shadow of the muse. Thank you.
The beat didn't even start yet.
First off, I'm very upset that everyone in here is so freaking talented because now I have to go, and this is my first time up here. I don't share the shit I write.
Virgin.
The only talent I got is taking a shit. Give us no way.
That's why I don't think go on these things. It's fine. Right? This is Joe's fault, so.
Hey.
Yeah, Joe.
This is pretty short, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way. The familiar trickle of numb sets in from holding glaciers by my fingertips, drips chilling the dark corners of my body, disturbing the shallow pool of opinions strangers have filled. I'm shaking to let these ice mountains fall, but rather than feel nothing, I'd rather feel numb.
Woo! What you talk about? What you talk about?
So I plan to walk. I'm getting to the Athletes Trail and I'm doing a walk down to Tennessee, and then we're doing another cross country walk.
Oh yeah!
So I walk 15 miles a day, and this is I primarily play piano, but just doing my walks has been clearing my head, and it's just this is something I've never done a spoken word poem before. This is the first thing I've written, so I think I'm titling it "Fate is an Addict of Uncertainty," but yeah, this is something that I've been writing on my walks and it just clears my head. So all right. Fate is an addict of uncertainty, and it's at it again, running circles through my brain, giving me these strange feelings. Have I found the one, I ask myself, but then again I can't be sure, because I'm a free spirit and you're a loose cannon, and for that there's just no cure. But to embrace the time we've got, because you just might never know, that down the line this is a spark that could catch fire, spread and grow. But I guess we'll never know, because it's almost time for me to go. And I'm thankful for the memories, though I sometimes wish the clock ran slow. A wise man once said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. But this world is too caught up with themselves and their non-problems to stop and listen. But that's just my perception of a world that's lost its soul. Or maybe it's my problem because I feel deep down everyone has a heart of gold. Or has insanity become the new saying because people would rather live in pain chasing the dollar to try and make it rain with tears that reward no gain to strengthen your inner self or open your brain. It's all part of this game to fulfill society's obsession with the rise to fame. And it's a damn shame that not having a fancy name when your brand of clothing will drain your social status and group you with the lame. But you see, I know the devil's got a hold on so many beautiful minds, so should I stand back and watch because I know he'll never get a hold of mine? No sir, I can't, because the agape that I spread is endless, and it'll be a daily goal to send these vibes out on my trek out west and surround myself with love and feel that all over beautiful numbness. But for the meantime, I'll just strain my mind to avoid life's everyday stress, the ones amplified by TV screens and broken dreams that attack your motivation or rip your heart apart at the seams. But if you float down the streams and reassess your focus to the beams of light coming down from the heaven, it's God's hand to lift you back onto your feet. But in the end, the choice is yours, and results are whichever you may deem. You can watch life fly by from the windowsill. You can live each and every scene.
Woo! Yo!